Welcome to my channel. My name is Mark, and on this channel, we share true horror stories from around the world. These stories are based on reality. If you have also experienced any such incident in your life, you can email us. However, I must tell you one thing. This can be a terrifying experience for you, so if you get scared easily, you can skip the video right here. Today's chilling tale comes to us all the way from the USA. Bringing these kinds of stories to you takes a lot of effort and research. So, if you appreciate our work, please give this video a like, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Alright, let's dive into the story. This might be long, but this thing, whatever it is, keeps coming back, and I have no idea what it is. My first experience with this thing was when I was 11. It was at night, and I was lying in bed on my right side facing the wall when I heard footsteps right behind me. I thought it was my mother because she would often come and check on me when I was younger, so I would just ignore it, thinking it was her, but this was not the case. This thing sat on the edge of my bed, and when I say sat, I mean I could feel the bed sinking in. I tried to ignore it when I felt it rubbing my leg. I sat straight up in bed to see nothing there, but I could still feel it sitting there. So, I mistakenly told it that it could stay, but to never scare me like that again. I know now that was a mistake and that I shouldn't have told it to stay, but I did. The next experience was when I was 18, during the summer of 2013. I was in bed sleeping when I woke up from a panic attack. I had never woken up with a panic attack before, at least not suddenly. As I was trying to calm myself down, I felt like I was being watched. But I dismissed that as being panicky. I then went back to sleep and woke up again with another panic attack, which I thought was rather odd. At this point, my heart was racing, and I couldn't catch my breath. It was very cold in my room, and the air was thick, but the very odd part was that I was really hot. I mean, I could feel how cold it was, but I was really warm. Plus, I sleep with an eye mask on because I get really bad headaches and my eyes get really sensitive to light. Anyway, I felt something rub against my leg. At first, I thought I was imagining it, so I moved my leg to kick something hard at the end of my bed. I thought it was my cat as I closed my eyes again, but I realized that my cat wasn't in my room that night because my door was completely closed. I lay frozen in bed, wondering what was sitting at the end of my bed. I moved my foot over to hit something solid as it moved. I was beyond terrified at this point. I thought someone had broken in. I took off my eye mask and looked towards the spot to see a black figure of a man. When I say a black figure, I mean it was pitch black with white glowing eyes. It walked towards my bedroom door and disappeared through it. Well, a year and a half went by without seeing that thing again, and I thought that it might have left, but I was wrong. I was lying on my right side again, trying to drift off to sleep, when I heard footsteps again right behind me. My eyes flew open as I looked at the wall in front of me to see a shadow of a man right behind me. I was freaked out as the thing leaned on my bed, and I could feel its weight on the bed behind me as if someone was there. It leaned over me before whispering in my ear, "Lauren, are you awake?" I closed my eyes as I felt my bed sheets lift up and someone get into bed behind me. I felt their hand on my hip before it drew me closer to them. It was cuddling with me, and I could feel its hot breath on my neck. I lay there for a few minutes, afraid to move, but decided to eventually. I turned over to see nothing there. It was gone. The next encounter with this thing was a year ago, and I was taking a nap. I kept going in between being half awake and half asleep, if you know what I mean. Well, in this dream, and I know it says you can't talk about dreams, but it's important, I was lying on this hot guy's abs, and I usually don't have these types of dreams. This hot guy was tickling my back and would go all the way down to the start of my butt. I wavered back to being half awake and groggy, realizing that I was lying on my stomach, which, let me tell you, I never do because I hate the feel of it. Anyway, I was lying on my stomach, and my shirt was pushed up, and I felt light, cold fingers tracing and tickling my back. I also felt like someone was sitting on me. I wavered back into the dream to still feel the hot guy tickling me. I tried to look up to see his face, but he pushed my head back down and held my head there. I continued to enjoy it touching my back when the scene changed, and I was lying on my back with the hot guy on top of me. My head was to the side, and the hot man was kissing my neck as his hands trailed up and down my sides. I honestly enjoyed it because I thought I was dreaming, but now I'm not so sure. I wavered back to being half awake to notice that I was in the same position as I was in the dream, and I could feel something on top of me doing the same thing as in my dream. But I was too groggy to react, almost as if it wanted me like that. I felt it kissing my right ear and felt its hot breath before it slightly laughed and whispered something into my ear, but I couldn't make out what it was saying. It continued to kiss my ear and neck for another couple of minutes before I broke out of my groggy state and moved my hands up to its chest and pushed as hard as I could for it to get off of me. It fell off my bed as I sat up looking around, but the crazy thing about it was that it was rock solid, like an actual person would be. 2 months after that, it came back, but stronger this time. Like the last paragraph, I was going in and out of being awake and asleep. But this time, in the dream, I was in my room in bed with the guy again. The same guy, but he had bat-like wings this time. I have no idea why I was not afraid of him, but he was doing the same thing as last time, but more intensely. But this time, I was allowed to see his face. He had shoulder-length black hair, and the most beautiful blue eyes I had ever seen. He turned my head away as he kissed my neck again. I wavered back to being half awake to feel the exact same thing happening to me. I could feel the sensation of its lips on my skin and his hands running up and down my skin, and I felt turned on by it as I fell back to sleep. I went back to a dream where the guy was holding me close to him, almost like cuddling, but I was facing him. I woke up feeling a presence in my room, but I have no memory of it doing anything sexual to me then. The last one I'm about to tell you is ongoing, and as I type this, I feel like it's watching. Lately, this thing never leaves, and I feel its presence at night only in my room. I get instantly aroused now and feel it caressing my hair, face, and neck before I go to bed. And when I do go to bed, I lie on my back before I feel someone holding my hips down and touching me sexually. I mean, I'm not afraid of it because I believe that ghosts and spirits feed off fear, so I try not to be afraid of this thing. But I was just wondering what this thing is, and if it is an incubus, what does it want from me? I mean, it has never had sex with me, that I know of. Please help me figure out what this thing is.